There we go. Okay,
There we go.
good. Yeah, here we are. Angela, it's been a while since we've done a tasting, so
I know. I'm excited because what we're tasting too makes me
excellent.
excited.
So let's jump right in. Welcome to Amigas and Vines. I'm Cynthia, and I'm here with my amiga Angela. Happy Wine Wednesday. We wanted to change things up, and so we're going to do a fabulous little tasting this Wednesday with Serrano wine. Angela, you're the one who introduced me to Serrano wine. Yes, look at those beautiful bottles.
Oh, they're
And
gorgeous.
so, if you could just go ahead and tell us how you discovered them and why it's one of your favorites.
I would love to, and thank you for that build up. Sorry to everyone. I look like a customer service agent, but it's the best way to hide the dog barking in the back. So I actually found Serrano during COVID online on Instagram. They had a gift pack of their wines, and they don't really have them. The ones I tried originally, they don't have really anymore. But they were done after a popular character. He shall not be named for copyright reasons. But they were advertising them on Instagram. They're from Paso Robles, and every time I've had a wine from Paso, I've just loved it. So I saw it, and I actually got the gift pack for a friend's birthday that was coming up, just because of the theme that they were. And I honestly, like, I was like, whatever, it's probably gimmick wine. I mean, it's a great price, blah, blah, blah. I'll just get it. We'll have fun. And then the day the party came, I finally opened them. We start tasting like this wine is fabulous. Now I wish I had bought like an extra gift pack for me for my home. Um, and so I just started following them on Instagram, seeing if they were going to run any other deals on any of their other wines. And then the best thing ever happened. They made an announcement like 6 months later that they were moving to Texas. Uh, and lo and behold, about an hour and a half away from me. So I think I was one of the first people at their property. They didn't even have like, they had like a half barn structure kind of up, and you know, but I was there pretty quickly to not just taste, but to join. And then, we met during that time because of Latina's Wine Club, and everybody who is a wine friend of mine, I say, well, I'm taking you to Serrano. It's their wines are fabulous. The winemaker, Sarah, it's a husband and wife team. They're young, but she has just this amazing palate at a young age. And I know she kind of grew up around it, but they're not afraid to experiment. I think Texas is kind of a perfect land for them because they love doing new things. Like they have two wines now where it's a red wine, but with like white thrown in, which is one of the few places I've ever seen do it. And I love it. It makes some great summer reds for here. And they're just some of the nicest people. You go visit them and you just feel like a friend, and your friend has amazing wine. So that's kind of the story of how I found them, and I take everybody to them.
You do. You took me. It was like the second time we met, and you said, let's go to the hill country, and I want to take you to Serrano wine. And I'm thinking, yeah, okay, I haven't heard. I just know that they're new. I haven't been yet. I know there is a female winemaker there. So, yes, okay, let's go. And you're absolutely right. You walk in, you're greeted with a glass of wine. They welcome you. And we've gone back several times since then, even without you, and they still treat me just as nice. So it's not just you. They treat everyone, with welcome arms, and it really is just a beautiful experience to go and take that in from both Sarah and Bryce.
It
So,
is. And they're in downtown Fredericksburg, which at first I was kind of like, ugh, I don't like going into downtown, but such a good space. They've really just made it really cozy. And every time I go by now, you just see a lot of whole groups of people, and it's a really eclectic crowd, from new wine drinkers to older wine drinkers. They just make it great. So I'm ready to taste if you're
all
ready.
right, let's go ahead and jump right
I've
in.
got the I've got the big glass.
So what are you pouring?
So I'm actually pouring one of the first wines I ever had with them. So the other thing that's interesting with Serrano is they have a mix of still some Paso wines, which I think they are going to continue having Paso and California grapes, and they do. Texas grapes as well. So I really like that about them. But I'm doing Bones, which is one of their Paso. It's their Russell Family Vineyard wine um, from that vineyard. And it's one of the first ones when I came to visit, they had Bones. And I pretty like every Halloween, it's my go-to bottle.
Mhm.
And it's my go-to bottle today. So it is a petite Verdot. And I'm making spaghetti tonight. So I think it'll go really well with that.
And if you'll show the label, that's their emblem there. That's printed on the label. You'll find that on all of their bottles, and it's just so beautiful. The Serrano label. Yes,
And I think it was her granddad
yes.
was the artist, and
Mhm.
now they do a lot of their labels. But when you go to their winery, you see a lot of his art on the walls, and
Mhm.
I just love those personal touches. I'm big on the smaller wineries and
Yes.
winemakers
And
because you get
and
that personal touch.
and you're right there, Angela. These are small production wines, and once they're gone, they're gone. And so when they're there, grab them and save them because you can definitely taste them. Once they're gone, they're gone.
Yep, agree. So what are you drinking? That's what I want to know.
No, I went white today. It's warming up in Texas, in Central Texas. So I do have the Marsan. So this is going to be the 2023 Marsan. You will see again the label, that also comes from
Beautiful.
the grandfather and with their Serrano logo right on top of it. 100% Marsan from the Texas High Plains. And Marsan is a Rhone variety, and you can do whatever you want to it. And I was really
Mhm.
thankful because Sarah did take her time with this one. She aged it a little in some kind of neutral oak barrels. So my color on this, yeah, you can
Ooh,
see it's just a
that's
pale
gorgeous.
yellow. Yeah, it really is gorgeous. I did have a chill on it because, yeah, it just came out of the fridge, so it's really nice. But yeah, look at yours, just opening that up. Your color, how does it look?
My color, you know what? I didn't have a white background ready for this. It was so deep. It's just this gorgeous deep garnet color. There's no seeing the stem in that. It doesn't water out. So it is newer. I mean, it's a 2020.
Mhm.
Um, but it is, I mean, I love that color.
Beautiful. Give it a good
Ooh.
swirl, let that open up.
And I will say I've had mine open about an hour.
Nice.
If you didn't know how excited I am to drink some Serrano wine, it's like, let me go ahead and open it, get it going.
Very nice.
But I've not tasted it yet. Not today, anyway.
All
Mm,
right, what do you got in your
okay,
nose?
let me take another. Hold on. Like almost like a stewed blackberry. Uh, definitely some just the earth and maybe like a hint of tobacco in it is what
Okay,
I'm getting.
nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very
What about
nice.
on the Marsan? I have a bottle of that, but I didn't think it'd go well with the spaghetti I was making,
Probably
so I
not
wanted
with
red.
spaghetti. Yeah, it's got a beautiful I know the coloring looks a little different here on the camera, but it is definitely a pale lemon yellow on that and on the nose. Gosh, it's bright, it's fresh. I'm getting like melon, some stone fruit. It's just that little maybe white peach on it. It's not very ripe. It is going to be some of the white on that. It's really, really nice. A
Hmm.
little bit of yeah, maybe just a little nuttiness that I'm getting as well.
Mine definitely has also like a little bit of like the dried herbs.
Ooh,
Like if I
nice.
went into my seasoning cabinet,
Very good. Yeah.
I'd get that.
Good for
I'm
you.
okay.
Good for
Are
you.
we at sip yet?
I
Because
think
you
we
know
are.
that's
So
my
yeah, we
favorite
are
part.
doing did go back to our 5S method. So we did see, we swirl. We've had a chance to really dig in and smell. You had yours open up for a while, so that was a great idea on that red. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a sip. So cheers.
Cheers. I definitely get like a good dark plumminess.
Nice.
It's not very fruit forward, but it's It's in there. Mm.
It's
And the
nice.
herbs are
Mhm.
coming through. That's gonna be, I mean, it could open even up a little bit more, but it's just she's all about the mouth feel, and you can feel the velvet, and it's definitely got a little bit of acidity because I'm drooling just a little bit.
Very nice. Mine, it's bone dry, and I can feel,
Oh,
yeah, I can feel my mouth. It's nice. It's a perfect temperature. So I really do appreciate that I've able to let those flavors kind of come through. But this is just perfect for the summer. As it's going to be warming up, Angela, it's really warm here in Central Texas, but as it warms up,
yeah.
this is going to be excellent. And my husband, he is a white wine drinker, and he has had this wine before, and he actually liked it with al pastor. And it's got
Oh,
those orange, notes in there. It's got the pineapple, it's got some of the chili. It's not hot, but it is very flavorful. So I can see where this kind of does go. It's dry, bone dry, and some of that sweetness
hmm.
from al pastor really is nice. But also the melon I mentioned with prosciutto would be good, and fish tacos. It is just, and it drinks beautifully on its own. I definitely get the stone fruit, the roundedness. I do get more almond, in it. And so that must come from her neutral, sitting in that barrel. She said it was a French oak barrel that was used, but not quite neutral yet. So I do get some mild flavors. And, she did say that she didn't push the malolactic fermentation on this. So I really do appreciate that. And we're in Texas. You can do whatever you want. And I love that
Do
she
whatever you want.
pushes, yes, she pushes those limits. And Sarah did a fabulous job. I want to pull up that bottle again so we can see the art on it. This is the
Mhm.
2023 Marsan. It really is just gorgeous.
I've got that 2020 bones. What I will say too, like I said, she's very big on the mouth feel, and I appreciate that. If you're not a big white wine drinker, which I know a lot of people that aren't, I've slowly started becoming one since I joined Latina's Wine Club because you all really did kind of help me push like what I normally drink. I was always really high tannin. I wanted leather, tobacco. I call them my cowboy wines. And I've started softening that, but I still like the bone dry whites. That is Serrano. You're not going to find sweet wines there. So I will say that. I think if you like, which your husband tends to like a little bit more of the sweeter, not not like Moscato type, but a little bit of
The
it.
fruit, the fruit forward.
Uh, the fruit forward. You'll maybe like I love their orange muscat bubbly when they have it. They just put out a new rosé that you have not gotten to try yet, but it is fabulous. I brought a bottle of that home.
I'm jealous. I'm jealous. So I'll be there tomorrow night. So they do partner up with the local chapter of Women for Wine Sense, the Texas Hill Country chapter, and they do
Mhm.
host First Thursday. It's a social hour from 5 to 7. It's just $10. You get a chance to get a raffle ticket, but they do host the social hour, and they have special bottle prices, glass prices, and yeah, I'm really excited because as a member, I get to go in and I cannot wait to try. You'd already told me about rosé, so yeah, I cannot
Yeah, I
wait
love
to
the
go and
rosé.
try. And like I said, it is small production. Once they sell out, that is it.
That's it.
So I really
Um,
want to get over there.
their other one they just released is that Echo, and it's one where it's a red wine, but they have some white grapes thrown in. So I'm gonna let you try it and
Fun,
be surprised by it. But it
fun.
really does. I love it here because it does get so hot. I don't know if you're not in Texas. Even those that are in Texas don't realize. Like I have all my wines in a wine fridge. I don't keep red, white. It doesn't matter. I don't keep any of them out because they get ruined. And when you're investing in good quality wine, the last thing you want to do is get this ruined bottle because you've had it out where the sun can hit it or it's not at a temperature that's good. So that's the other reason I took it out early because it's probably a little chilled as well. So try Echo when you go. Now, one thing I love that Women's for Wine since we brought that up, the Texas chapter at least does, is they always have not just Serrano, but a lot of times they'll have other bottles of wine for raffle or really good price. Are they going to have that for the happy hour mixers too? Because I I tend to get like two or three every time I go to a Texas
Yes, so we do
wine.
the wine pool, and it's
Mhm.
$20 wine pool, and all of the wines that we get are donated. Either people, pull those wines from their cellars, or we get them from the wineries, and it's everybody is so generous. We do host and give a scholarship once a year, so we're raising funds for that. Last year we gave a $3,000 scholarship for yes, a young lady who's going to school at A&M, studying and getting her oenology. Yes.
That sounds right.
Certification. Yes. So super excited for her.
Good.
We get to support someone from the Texas Hill Country. So it really is exciting. She's there at A&M. So good for her. Yeah,
I
it's
love it.
purchasing wine for a cause, and we could not do it without those donations. Sarah there at Serrano always donates, and so we truly appreciate being able to host and have this opportunity. The $10 does go ahead and fund that scholarship as well. So it's just one of the good things that we really like to go ahead and support. Education is key.
It really is. And I love, Sarah is such an integral part, but I don't want to forget Bryce. He is the husband of Serrano. If you ever follow him on social media, he's basically the model. Definitely adjusted to the cowboy boots. And also, if you're in downtown Fredericksburg and you want to catch a game, typically
Yes.
Serrano is where you can get them to turn on a TV. I was just there and they had on um, one of their members came in and asked for the baseball game to be put on. So they had that on
Mhm.
mute. So you're
Mhm.
not disturbing others, but
You can keep an eye.
sometimes
Mhm.
sometimes in Texas, people are very about their sports, and I don't think there's a lot of other tasting rooms that are like, sure, we'll put the game on or are already watching it.
Mhm. And I've also been there when the vinyl is going strong.
With a vinyl.
It's
Yep.
a great collection of vinyl that they have there, and so that's always nice to hear them play some of those great favorites.
It really is just like being at a friend's home. And that's what I look for when I go to wineries. I just love that personal interaction and they're just you can tell they're close with all their members. I like to pretend I have a special spot because I know I was one of the first Texans, but I,
Angela, you are, because they always say, "Oh my gosh, she brings so many people here." And the first time you took me, we were so welcomed. We joined wine club, so they have a very robust wine club
yeah,
program. They really do. I really do. They really do spoil those wine club members. It is a very generous wine club, and
yep.
you can bring guests in, and that's what I love. As a member, you brought me in as a guest to come check it out, try, do a tasting, and we had just an incredible experience. And those are one of the things, that's one of the things I look for in a wine club, is where I can bring other people and let
hmm
let that let that winery shine. So yeah, you definitely
I
shine for
know I
winery.
take advantage of all your memberships.
It's win-win. It's win-win.
That's just one we both, I think, happen to be a member of. I am big on like you join this one, I joined that one, but there are
Yes.
just some that are so special.
Mhm, mhm.
You
There
just
were
want.
so many great wineries, tasting rooms. Serrano really does set that bar up high. Their wines are excellent. I've never been disappointed. There really is something for everyone. They do have that a lighter Moscato bubbles, which is really nice. I cannot wait to try this next bubbles that they have, and Echo
Mhm.
coming out with new things and trying new things. So yeah, I do appreciate that about Serrano.
Absolutely. So, I mean, you just mentioned it. Lots of great wineries in Texas. I've had so much fun doing Amigas and Vines with you, and hopefully people are enjoying our interviews this month. April is like spring release month, so it's really hard to coordinate time with anybody, but we do have some really cool interviews coming up that I'm very excited about as well, and I
Yes,
can't
I
wait
am
to share
too.
those with
Yes.
everybody too.
Yes, no, we're excited to get back out to the Hill Country. May take a break again, do more Wine Wednesdays like this, because I know it
I
will get
love it.
busy for harvest. And, a lot of these places, they're small operation, and
Mhm.
they will clear out the tasting room and get all the help that they need out there in the fields, in the vineyard. So yeah, it's just a super exciting time. here in Texas. And I'm so glad with Amigas and Vines, we can find some of these places, have a chance to highlight them. We're coming for you. If we haven't reached out yet, we definitely are.
We
So
will be. And then you have another YouTube channel you're doing too that I think you've got to talk about because I've watched them and it's two of my favorite people who've been mentors to me in the last few years. So
yeah,
tell us about that.
thank you. So yeah, during COVID, pandemic, we were all home and I really found a space with Latinas Wine Club and I was really glad to go ahead and step in. That I took a leap. It definitely was a leap. I talked to my daughter. I said, yeah, show me this Instagram thing. And she's like, oh my gosh, Mom, are you sure? Because once you go in, you can't come back out. I was like, yes, yes, yes. I said, let's go ahead and jump in. I looked at my house. I had wine. I had Frida Kahlo on the walls. So wine for Frida. And I jumped in with Latinas Wine Club. It really was a chance to find other, women who were at home. We were struggling, a chance to just come together, get on Zoom, do a quick tasting, just a little wine 101. That's how I met Angela a few years later. I'm a partner now with Latinas Wine Club, and it really is a joy. We do education classes. We also have some social events. And so, yeah, just a chance to learn and grow and find a safe place. Wine is very personal experience for so many. And yeah, I could not be more thankful for Latinas Wine Club. It found me, I found them, and brought us together for Amigas and Vines because there is something truly special. I do connect with my Latinas family. I definitely do, but there is something really special here in Texas. And Angela, it was your idea to come together and do this with Amigas and Vines. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay, let's do it. And, we dove in. And when I said, okay, when? You said, well, let's go ahead and do 2025. I was like, that's like in 3 weeks. And so we did. We quickly, got it together. And so, yeah, I cannot thank you enough for your support, the tech, everything that we come to. We talk about, I was thinking earlier, we talk about Sarah and Bryce, two completely different people, both on
Very.
completely different ends. She is so structured and her mind, and she's taking it all in. She's making notes, very,
Mhm.
planning. She's thinking about what's happening. She knows what's in the tasting room now. She's thinking 2 years from now, 3 years from now, what's in the vines, what's, being planted right now. And then there's Bryce, and he is so much fun. He is right there. He's doing his big pours. I'll be back. I've got a special wine, but don't tell Sarah. I don't like, oh my gosh. Okay.
You just
But
told her.
but you talk about, just people who complement each other. I think of Sarah
They
and
really
Bryce,
do.
and I think of the two of us because we
I
really
do
do,
too.
yeah, we really do have a chance to balance and we each bring our own talents to the table. And I could not do this without you. So we have fun, we drink. Yeah, it's just a great experience. I could not be more thankful.
Agree, agree. Well, Miss Cynthia, thank you for spending Wine Wednesday with me.
My pleasure.
And I'm so glad we both had multiple bottles of Serrano to choose from, and we were like, what do we want to taste today?
Definitely. And so I just want to give a shout out to Serrano Wine. Follow them on
Mhm.
social. They're on Facebook. They're on Instagram. Very active. And they have a newsletter. You can sign up at serranowine.com. So yes, cheers to Wine Wednesday.